Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is lecture number 3 and the topic is summary task. Till now we have done question number 1 in paper 1. Question number 1, that is comprehension task, 16 marks. Then we did use of language task that carries 9 marks. And today we are going to do question number 3, and that is not just simply 3, this is 3a. This question has two parts. First one is summary task that carries 20 marks, and second one is b that carries 5 marks. So this is question number 3a. Right now we are going to talk about it. I have a number of videos on this topic. You can just check out that playlist of paper number 1 and you will have, I guess, 3 or 4 videos on the same topic. And for a better understanding, it is better that you go and watch them as well. I'll try to make this video a bit brief so that we just talk about those points that are important. First one, this is question number 3a. Second one, this is a selective summary. All the students, you just because you have been in touch with the paper pattern that was till 2023, so you have those ideas in mind where you have to write 180 words and you have to write about advantages and disadvantages or uses of something or benefits of something. Like you used to have 2 or 3 strand summaries, whereas now we have a complete shift from that kind of pattern, and we are having one strand summaries, only one strand summary. This is about text B, and the purpose of this selective summary is to inform the reader of the just key information and explicit ideas only. Explicit ideas are those ideas that are clearly mentioned in the text. And this is writing an effective selective summary involves gathering only those ideas from the text that are relevant. And relevant to what? Relevant to the question of the summary writing task. Once we have selected those ideas, we are going to organize, we are going to rework them or condense them in such a way that we just take out the relevant ideas and to offer a succinct view. Succinct means that we do not have to waste even a single word here. Succinct means very precise and compact. So this is going to be a selective summary. Now, what kind of summary we have? So what are our assessment objectives when we are writing this summary task? As far as reading objectives are concerned, are one that demonstrate understanding of explicit meanings. While writing a summary, you must understand that what are the explicit ideas and you should be able to take them out from the text. Second is select those ideas and use information for specific purposes. Like you are selecting the information and then making a summary out of it. And writing objectives are W2. W2 means writing 2 and writing 3. And what is W2? Organize and structure ideas and opinions for deliberate effect. Deliberate effect means something that is intentional. Like when you select in an information, you can write a speech out of that, write an article out of that, you can write a letter, report, a directed writing task, or you can make it a summary. So that is a deliberate effect that you just this is a kind of a treatment that you do, or this is a kind of a pattern that you provide to that specific question. So this is that a kind of a deliberate effect, an intentional effect. Then use a range of vocabulary and sentence structures appropriate to the context. These 4 are the assessment objectives. After that, the most important thing is the relevance of the ideas. Please remember this, that this relevance is the most important thing, that you have to take out the ideas that are relevant to the question. If the question says that you are going to summarize advantages of something, so you will take out the advantages only. If it says that you are going to take out the arguments against something, you will take out the arguments against only those. So this time you have one strand summary. The topic, the relevance is related to that question, and that is the strand that we have there. So the relevance is the most important thing as far as reading is concerned when selecting the ideas. And after that, once you have that, now keep this in your mind that you have 10 marks for reading and you have 10 marks for writing. You get these 10 marks if you select relevant ideas, and you get these 10 marks if you write or develop all those ideas in your own words. Your own words are very important, and you have to rework, you have to reorganize all these relevant ideas in your own words. So for these 10 writing marks, you need to write all these relevant ideas in your own words, and you have to select wide range of ideas, and you have to rework them in such a way that they are precise, they are concise, and they are only the relevant ones. So this is the distribution of marks: 10 for reading, 10 for writing. I'm not explaining all the rest of the points because for me the key is relevance and then your own words. Then organization, I told you that you are going to write it in your own words. Then if you want to get 20 marks for your summary task and 10 in your reading, that you need to reach level 5 of reading. And what is level 5 of reading? This is level 5, that where you can get 9 or 10 marks. And how you can reach that level? You need to select wide range of relevant ideas only, and ideas are skillfully selected and used. These are reading marks. You can reach level 5 if you do this. Then we have writing marks, and how you can get those 10 marks for writing if you do this. The response is well organized. The response is the candidate's own words, right? And the structures were appropriate with a range of vocabulary. And next is and sentence structure is also important. So if you want to get 10 out of 10 for reading, you have to come up with a well organized response, and you must be able to write that in your own words and use a range of vocabulary. Then you can reach level 5 of writing. Next is here another important point that I want to discuss is, let me zoom in. Yes, sometimes students, they ask that whether they can write more than 150 words. So my answer is always this, that in this kind of summary, that is one strand summary, you cannot write more than 150. So you have to be within the limit of 150 words, and this is a page from learner's guide, and it clearly tells us that no more than 150 words. Your response must be fewer than 150 words. Anything you write above 150 words will not be rewarded. So for you, it can be 140, it can be 135, it can be 149, but it cannot be more than 150. So be very particular about it, that only then you can make your writing, you can make your summary a concise one. If you just keep the limit under 150 words, if you go beyond that, then it is not going to be a concise one, and then you won't get your marks in your writing. So less than 150 words. Next thing is that use your own words. You should explain, I'm reading from here, you should explain the ideas in a way that shows you understand them without copying the exact wording of the text. You will need to read the original text and understand the ideas relevant to the question, and then restate those ideas in a new way. Remember, this is a kind of a reproduction, it is a kind of a reworking, and you have to come up with something that is something different than something that is related to or that is relevant to the text or to the question, but you have come up with something that is new as well. You have reworked the same ideas in your own new style. So you have to write, you have to rework, you have to come up with a new way of writing. Next, yes, we have discussed this, that 10 marks for the content and 10 marks for the content and 10 marks for the quality of your writing. We are done with that. Next is, okay, so read the question carefully. I will I think I don't want to, because in other videos I think I've done this. So this time I will move to this part, and we are going to discuss some chunks from the examiner report that will help you with your summary. Transition words, because this summary is going to be one. Yes, here it is. So this is a continuous summary. If it is continuous, how you can make it continuous? You can make it continuous with the help of transition words. These are transition words, and there's one thing that in this new summary, this summary that you are going to write according to the paper pattern of 24-26, we do not need addition transition words of like however or something that presents an opposite idea. We just need transition words of addition, like you can write furthermore, moreover, additionally, in addition, besides, also, similarly, likewise, along with, and many more. You can write these transition words of addition, because you are just writing about one thing, it is advantages or disadvantages. So you will just keep on adding up the ideas. There's no need to just go towards the other side or write something that is totally different. So we do not need those transition words like however or on the other hand or on the flip side, something like that. You just need transition words of addition. Then that makes it continuous writing. But remember, do not overdo or overuse these transition words. In 150 words, I think 3 transition words are more than enough. 3 are enough for you. After writing first 3 or 4 sentences, you can use your first transition word like moreover or furthermore, and then after a few more sentences you can again add one more transition word. In the same manner, if you want to write the third one also, though do not overdo these transition words. And secondly, do not use the same transition word twice. If you have already written moreover, next time go for furthermore. If you have already written furthermore, next time go for in addition. So use 3 or 4 or 2 different transition words. So now we are clear about it, that this is continuous writing. This is one strand question about the advantages or disadvantages of something. You should write words less than 150. Do not copy large sections of the text, but I would say do not copy like do not copy anything that you can rephrase, that you can rework, or that is not the kind of terminology. If there is a terminology, if there is something that cannot be replaced, you can copy that. Otherwise, you should come up with your own words. Use your own words. Use transition words for cohesion or concision. Aim and strive for level 5 of reading and writing. And what is level 5? Level 5 of reading is that a wide range of relevant ideas are skillfully selected and used. And writing level 5 is that expression is clear, fluent, and mostly concise. Some efficient organization is required if you want to get 10 out of 10 for writing. Now, these are a few chunks from the examiner report. This will help you understand then what is the requirement of an examiner. Advice to candidates on question number 3A. Once you have this paper in your hand, you have text B in your hand. So what you have to do? First, read text B to gain an overview of the content. First one. read text B. Second is read the question and make sure that you understand the task. Third one is read the text again, underlining or highlighting the part which are relevant to the task. Now I would like to take you towards the question, then I'll read that again. Now look at this question. Text B, you have done this in your mids or in your shortest send-ups, I guess. Yes, you have done this in your send-ups. So I think you are familiar with the text. You know what kind of text this is. So I think it is easier for you to understand it. So text B, local residents against plans for the city zoo. In the text, question number 1, question 3. Summarize the arguments against the plans for the zoo. This is our one strand question. Arguments against something. This is our question. Now after that we'll get back to this part from the examiner report. What is this examiner trying to say? So I was here. Read number 3. Read the text again, underlining and highlighting the part which are relevant to the task. That means you are going to find out only the ideas or arguments that are against that planning of the zoo. Ignore any content not relevant. Do not write anything that is irrelevant, including lengthy explanations, examples, and alternative viewpoints. There is no need to write any such argument that is in favor. You have to write arguments against the plans of a new zoo or shifting of the zoo. One thing, then do not generalize an idea or miss out important detail. That means anything that is relevant, do not miss out on that. Then do not expect every paragraph to have relevant content. Maybe there are a few paragraphs in the text that are not relevant. You can totally ignore them. Look out for the repetition. Yes, this is also important. First thing that you have to do, you just underline all the arguments that you find against. But sometimes you feel that the second idea or third idea or any idea that was mentioned in paragraph number 1, it has been again mentioned in paragraph number 4. So you will look for repetition. You do not have to repeat any of the ideas. So look out for repetition of the same idea written in different ways or examples. These repeated ideas or examples could be covered as one point. Okay, they'll be covered as one point. Do not include content which is not in the text. Do not include or do not add anything from yourself. You are just going to treat the text, nothing else. Do not write any point from yourself. Then writing. This both these parts, they are from the examiner report of summer 25. Think of a sensible order for the points you have underlined or highlighted. This may be in a different order from the original text. So okay, till now I had been telling my students that they should write the points in chronological order. Chronological order means that if something is mentioned in text A, paragraph 1, you need to write that in the beginning, and if something is mentioned in paragraph number 5, you should need to mention it at point number 5 or point number 6. But now this examiner report is telling us that now these examiner reports, they also keep on changing. So this examiner report is telling us that this order may be in a different order from the original text. They are telling us that no problem in taking something from paragraph number 5 and mentioning it in the first line. You can write the ideas in any order that you want, but you have to make it fluent and natural. So you can change the order of the ideas. Something mentioned in paragraph number 1 can be written later, and something that is mentioned in paragraph number 3 or 5 or 6, that can be written in the first place or earlier. So order can be different. Then if points contain similar ideas, try to link them or synthesize them for concision. If there are similar ideas in the text, you can just combine them together. Use your own words where possible with precise and appropriate vocabulary. Do not lift, do not copy whole phrases or sentences. This is for writing. I hope you all are clear about it. Now, this is also from writing. Write fluently. Write fluently, clearly, and varied and accurate original sentences, sentence structures. Organize content so that ideas connect and flow from one point to the next. Fluency and a flow must be there. Use a formal style. Yes, this is also important, that when you are writing summary, do not use such register or do not use such words that show that it has a kind of an informal tone or informal style. Go for formal one. Like if you are using a word like on the flip side, or instead of that, we do not have this kind of transition words in this summary, but still I'm just giving you an example that you should go for formal register, formal words. Do not uh, do not write more than 150 words. Do not spend too long on the first few points that you write about, or include a lengthy introduction or conclusion which will use up to, that means give same number of words, or I must say, what was there, do not spend too long. Yes, the time that you are spending on points, give equal time, or do not spend more time on just first few ideas that are mentioned earlier. Rather, select all the ideas, write them in one line, write them somewhere, or underline them. And while you are underlining them, we are going to do that also. Just give them numbers, and then give them proper time, and give them, we cannot say that equal time, because this is not mathematics, or we can't do that kind of thing. But do not waste your time only a few points that are mentioned earlier. Just give your time, or distribute your time equally. Then, okay, now here is the question. And summarize the arguments against the plans for the zoo according to text B. You must use continuous writing form, not note form. Use your own words where possible. Avoid copying long sections of the text. And your summary should be no more than 150 words. So now I just want to do one thing. Okay, let me show you this, then I'll start the summary. Look at this, how you are going to do. Then this student, it has done the same summary, and this child is starting it like this: the local residents are against the closure of famous tourist attraction and the historic zoo, as it will cause local unemployment and loss of a memorable place. So this child got 18 out of 20, right? And just check the ideas: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. This is an original answer script. Okay, this is the way your paper is checked in CIs. So these are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. These are 10 points. So she got 10 out of 10 in reading. Then look at the development of these ideas. Development means where you are using your own words, or you are developing the ideas in your own way, in your own style, or you are reworking the ideas. You have selected these ideas, you got your marks. Now 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. For these 9 development points, she got 8 marks. So that makes it 18. So this is the way your answer is going to be checked. Another one, look at this. Here 1 point, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Because 6 ideas are selected, so she got 6 points in reading. And how they are developed, or how these points have been reworked in own words: 1 2 3 4 5, 6, 7. And there are 7 points. She got 7 in writing. So 13 out of 20. So you have to make sure that while you are writing, while you're doing this, you have to select wide range of ideas. If wide range means that if there are 13 points there in the text, and remember this, usually 12 to 13 points are available. Any arguments that have been asked, they are available there in the text, and they are around 11 to 13. And if you want to get 10 points in reading, you need to come up with at least 10 ideas. If you select 10 ideas, you get your 10 marks. And then it depends upon the development, that how you develop the ideas, how you write them in your own words. And it depends upon the writing marks, depend upon your development of the text. Now we'll see how we are going to develop that. So that's it. That's all for, yes, I'm stopping it here. We have seen this is the way your paper is going to be checked. Now in the next video we are going to discuss the text, the same text. We will select the ideas, and I'll show you how you are going to rework them, how you are going to write them in your own words. So just stay tuned. I'll be back with next video. Okay, Allah Hafiz, goodbye.